A Snowman Named Just Bob by Mark Kimball Moulton. For our treasured families and friends, the moon, the stars, tiny little snowflakes, carrots, and each other, and all the innocent bystanders who get caught up in the magic. It was late that one Thanksgiving when Bob first came to me, a joyful day of food and fun with friends and family. We had feasted well, as I recall, on Mother's fine cooked fare, then settled down to rest a while and nap without a care. No one knew what was to be as daylight grew quite dim, that soon our lives would change so much simply because of him. The weatherman reported no snow was due that night, but as we slept, the clouds rolled in, obscuring all the light. And though the weatherman had tried, he never could have said just what was forming in the sky directly overhead. The moon grew bright, then disappeared, then broke into a laugh. The stars began to dance a jig. The clouds just split in half. In retrospect, I do believe that magic came that night. No ordinary storm, you see, could stir up such a sight. The sky began to whip around, then settled on its way. The wind skipped lightly through the trees, inviting me to play. It took a while, but late that eve, a tiny snowflake fell. It may sound odd, but this is true. You could almost feel the smell. There was freshness in the country air on that November night, as one flake turned to many and spread a cloak of white. Just when it seemed the storm might pass, or at least be mild, the moon came out and gave a wink, then stood back and smiled. And this is when I dare to say that Bob first came to be, as peace fell lightly like a robe over every hill and tree. He fell upon my windowsill, he landed in my hair. He frosted all my neighbors' homes and blew throughout the air. And after all the mystery, I hoped that I would view a friendly face among those flakes, providing me a clue. The snow took on an eerie cast, first pink, then blue, then gold. Then anxious little whirlwinds leaped around my feet so bold. 'Twas then I heard a whisper so gentle, soft, and kind. He wanted me to help him, of course I wouldn't mind. To gather up those many flakes and roll them in a ball, till he could be, and be with me, in shape and form and all. But Bob, I cried, I just don't know where you are in all of this, 'cause all of you is everywhere throughout this snowy mess. You're scattered over everything, so how do I begin to gather all your goodness and make a perfect friend? Suddenly the whisper stopped. Sir Moon then took a bow. He bestowed on me this message I offer to you now. Friendship is a simple thing. The clue is just to start, as long as it is built on trust and love from in your heart. I ran into my mother's house to wake those sleepy folk and bid them come and help me to roll and pat and poke and build that grand old snowman and do a right good job to bring to life my special friend, my snowman named Just Bob. We laughed and sang and ran about as Bob began to be. We gathered up what we would need. Everything was free. Some coal for eyes, a carrot nose, some sticks, a scarf, a hat. A smile so wide it warmed your heart, a coat, and that was that. Perhaps you think so far that magic ruled the day. So far will seem like nothing to what was on its way. For this is when our new friend Bob decided to awake. He opened up his twinkling eyes. His belly, it did shake. His voice I do remember was something of a dream. His countenance so pleasing, unearthly it did seem. And though you might be doubtful, a talking friend made out of snow, this is what we heard from Bob. He wanted us to know. You've given me my eyes so I might see and blink, a mouth, a hat, a carrot nose so I might speak and think. The scarf indeed is cozy, it's sure to keep me warm, and thank you all for giving me such a shapely form. I hope it snows aplenty so I might stay and share in all your loving friendship, your thoughtful, tender care. But when it warms, or if in spring you miss that I'm not near, put a sign in your front yard that reads just, Bob was here. Well, that was it. 'Twas all Bob said that dreamy, starry night. He'd said his piece, he closed his eyes, yet everything seemed right. We all join in celebration, for his message was quite clear, that just like good old faithful friends, Bob is always near. The end.